Can you hear me?
Yep.
I think I need another earphone because I'm hearing this tapping noise in my ear. Are you hearing that?
No.
Okay. We're not recording on. Oh,
We definitely are.
hey, girl. Hey,
Hey, boo.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good now.
Okay. How was your
Yeah.
weekend?
Let's see. What did I do? Oh, this weekend I bought some stuff for Coffee's wedding that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I bought these heels because I have to wear heels. I'm a groomswoman, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so back in the day, I used to wear heels a lot, and then I had foot surgery. And after that, fuck a heel. So yeah, it's like been a process trying to break these joints in, and it'll be interesting this weekend to see me stay in the heels for X amount of time. So.
Just bring flats on deck, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have stuff to change into, but just for the whole ceremony, standing there is gonna be yeah. I'm gonna try to put my mind in a happy place and not think about the pain, cause after the surgery, like I have pain in heels, so that's why I don't wear them. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put my mind in a happy place and just focus on something, the eye in the sky, something. Anyway, what you do this weekend?
What did I do? I got my hair done and realized that I have a big ass head, no pause, because it took way too long.
But
And
braids take
then,
a long time.
but she advertised like, "Oh, I'm so fast," and she so wasn't. Not even just that, but I wanted knotless braids, and I did not get knotless braids. But it's cool. Nonetheless, it's
What?
fine. It's so that was
But they're
that
cute
day.
though.
Yeah,
As a consolation.
they're okay. They're cute enough. Yes. Then I went shopping for myself, which is like,
Ooh.
I mean, I also went shopping for my ungrateful ass kid, and she almost pissed me the fuck off to no return. But I've been working on myself, so I was able to
Breathe through it.
right. But I mean, the main thing is I went shopping for my fucking self because I almost never do, and
That's
then
exciting.
I relaxed. So that was it for me, nutshell.
Aww. Let's see. Hey listeners. I'm like, where we at the very beginning? Welcome. We are on episode 39.
Yes.
And we are just trucking along. This week we are going to be talking about, I know you guys have heard the phrase happy wife, happy life. So we're going to be discussing that because apparently it's some folks out here that feels like that is a toxic theory or practice. I know basically where it came from, or this topic talking about it, is an article that you sent me written by a man that I'll point out. It was on goodmenproject.com. I don't know if you wanted to or whatever that made you want to talk about it.
What made me want to talk about it? Well, there's so many different conversations that I had with men over the last week. First, it started with the whole. Okay, let me preface this by saying I did not realize that this was a topic that was discussed on the reg. But
Oh, really?
well, not the happy wife, happy life thing, but what led to it. So the whole plate, the serving your man or kids plate thing. So I had saw the conversation in a Facebook group, And so I went and I took to those mean streets of Instagram and asked everyone, hey, do you serve your man first or your kids? If so, why? Da, 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 da. Got a lot of feedback, but it was the dudes. Their feedback is what I found interesting. Actually, everybody's feedback I found interesting. But I was talking to this one guy, and a lot of people who were saying that they served their husbands first, or the men that were commenting and were saying they like to be served first. Personally, that is just not an expectation in my home. It's not something that I don't do for JC. I do it for JT, but I do it without thinking. It's not like oh my goodness, Amara, how dare you get your plate before the man of the house? Like, no. It's just like when I serve people, I serve them. But most of the time I don't serve anybody, because if I cook, that's the gift, because I don't like to cook.
Right.
But, so this one guy, he was saying, and like I said, him and some other women, they were saying they saw their parents do it. So it's just kind of like something that they know.
All he knows. Right.
And so I was like, I get it, but like I always say, our daddies, our granddaddies especially, we're doing a lot more in the providing area than some of you ashy niggas are doing. And so therefore serving you first as a sign of respect is warranted. So he asked me a question, and he was like, really, like, what's the issue? Like, if a dude is saying like, hey babe, this will make me feel appreciated, it's just a plate. And so I started to think about it, like, it's not, to me, it's not a big deal. Like, if all I gotta do is serve a nigga his plate first. I mean, because in my home, we're all eating together. If I'm serving a plate, we're all about to eat together anyway. So nobody's about to eat until we all sit down. But if that really makes my husband feel appreciated or whatever the case, like, that shit takes all of like 30 seconds. So then I started talking to the dudes that were hitting me up about, like, how do you feel about your wife or significant other that doesn't do it, and the reasons why she doesn't do it? Like, if it's just not a thing that you care about as a man, then obviously your answer doesn't matter. But if it's something that you did grow up seeing and observing, and you got with someone who is adamant about, like, no nigga, fuck you, I'm never going to serve you my plate, I was just like, well, how does that make y'all feel? So some of the dudes were saying some things. So then I went on, I was on Twitter, and there was this guy talking about the whole happy wife, happy life thing. And it just made me think about what some of the guys were saying when it came to the plate. Like, women, this is them, so don't shoot me, but women are so adamant about, I don't know how to word it. Basically, women are on some, like, I'm an independent ass bitch. You could do fend for yourself type of thing. Like, somewhere along the lines, the serving a man a plate is a sign of submission, and submission is looked at as weak. And so there are women who are just, like I said, adamant about not ever looking weak for their partner. And so I then put another little topic out there, and I was like, hey, it's the slogan, happy wife, happy life, toxic. And all of the men said yes. Sip,
Interesting.
So,
thoughts? So the article that you sent me, I read it, and typically it sounded like a whiny man that had an issue with it, where the whole happy life, trying to see if that was toxic or not, similar to what you asked the guys. And the author felt, which I didn't get his name, but I knew it was a guy, he felt like it diminished a man's self-worth. Like, it was basically saying that as a man sacrifices his happiness for his spouse, he starts sowing seeds for his own rebellion in the future. I personally feel like that shit can go both ways, because if a woman is sitting up here, like, feeling like she has to suppress just to serve, or whatever you want to call it, be submissive and dim her light, then that is also going to be sowing seeds for rebellion in the future. That's what I got from the article. But as far as how do I personally feel about Happy Wife, Happy Life, I don't think it's that serious, but I get the premise of what they're saying. Like, it was meant to be like, okay, well, you can have a lot less headaches if you keep your wife happy. Like, I feel like it was like supposed to generally be loosely meaning that, but of course you got these overthinking ass people that want to get deep about it and be like, well, wait a minute, why should a man's whole thing in a marriage be to just make this woman happy, and you create this self-centered woman that expects to be catered to, but then the feelings and the needs of a man are neglected? And fuck that. Like, I feel like people are being fucking extra. Like, Happy Wife, Happy Life is not saying like fuck you. Like, it's not saying fuck the man. It's just saying don't fucking neglect your wife and life will be a lot happier. But if you have an unhappy ass wife, then don't expect to be out here living your best married life, because it's going to fucking be uncomfortable as shit. But that's not saying just because you're making your wife happy that she shouldn't be making you happy as well. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, like, niggas are being hypersensitive about that. Personally, I think that people should be treated as equals. Like, nobody should be serving or bowing down to anyone. Like, one person isn't, to me, and this is just Dice speaking, I know everybody is raised differently and everybody have their own beliefs, but I feel like in a partnership, a relationship, you're equal. You're partners. Yes, the man is supposed to be the leader and all that good shit, and it sounds good, whatever. Yeah, I think you guys are being really, really extra with this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for now.
So I guess, so the crazy thing is, when I went into these conversations, I definitely was on some like, fuck y'all. I mean, because there's always fuck niggas for me over on this side of town. But I actually am not saying fuck niggas this week, based on the many conversations that I have had with dudes over the last week. I understand where you're coming from, Dice, but the issue is that these dudes' feelings, they're neglected. Like, I don't know a better word to say. Like,
So, have they vocalized this neglect, or they just be whiny babies and just sitting in their neglect and thinking that the woman's supposed to be psychic?
okay, that was very
That's
passive
another good question.
aggressive. Hold a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm not. I'm just saying, because people will sit up here and be like, "Oh, I'm so, this, that, and the third." But like, are you vocalizing and having adult conversations with your wives about how you're
Are
actually
we
feeling?
as women making it easy for men to have those conversations? Because men that are around our age are not well with expressing themselves, which our good friend, no, I'm saying that because like the younger dudes, they're being more vocal about like how they feel and stuff like that. But I would say that the guys that are around our age, we're still part of that generation where men and feelings didn't mix. So I'm just saying that we would have to make it a safe space, I guess.
Oh,
Even
no, no,
though
no, no,
at
no,
the
no.
same time you can, because I love you so much, JT, but I will ask this, like, I know for a fact that I personally ask, like, are you good? Are we good? Is there anything I could be doing more of or less of? You know what I'm saying? To make whatever work. Because at one point in our marriage, I didn't give a fuck about his feelings the way that I expected him to give a fuck about mine. Seriously. Like, so that's why I would ask him. But when I ask him, maybe I'm putting him on the spot and he can't think of anything. But he's always like, "No, babe, I'm good. I'm good." And what pisses me off is then when we turn around, we get an argument, and the nigga got a laundry list of shit that done pissed him off for the past 6 months. And I'm like, "But nigga, I just asked you 2 weeks ago if we was good, and you told me we were." So I'm not saying that it will work.
Uh,
I'm just saying, based off of the answers that I got from women about the same topics that I got from the men, it doesn't seem like the women are allowing their dudes to be able to come to them and actually say how they feel.
Look, fuck that. What are you talking about? Create a safe fucking space. We are not children in marriages. We are grown fucking adults. And everybody want to be like, I'm a man. Well, then fucking be a man. Why do you have to have permission and be given a safe space to fucking talk about your feelings?
Because if they don't feel like it's going to be reciprocated or taken seriously, then
don't fucking be in a marriage. You need to know that people need to know who the fuck they're marrying. Like, if you feel like you are in a relationship with somebody that you cannot communicate with and you cannot be yourself with and you cannot say what's on your mind, then don't fucking get married. Like, I just feel like this is so much coddling. Like, oh, we gotta create this safe space. Oh, lay up on my bosom so that you can tell me your feelings like a man. Like, no, just tell me how you feel. Like, what's going on? Like, tell me.
If a dude was saying these same things right now, we would be calling him trash and dragging his ass.
No, fuck that. But at the same time, like, wouldn't expect a man to be psychic concerning me. Like, if I haven't told you what's wrong with me and what my feelings are, like, you're not fucking psychic. So you're not going to be knowing why I'm moping around the house or why I'm feeling unappreciated if I haven't verbalized it or some kind of way communicated. Like, I think the problem is people have trash ass communication skills and then they get in this marriage and think like it's supposed to be marriage magic. Like, oh, we magically going to have great communication. Like, no, if your communication was trash before, it's going to be communication. I mean, your communication is going to be trash now. Like, just fucking talk. Like, this is not a counseling session, a safe space. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. I just sounded...
Not towards you.
I know.
I'm talking about whose opinions.
Sounding a little spicy. And I'm just telling you what I heard and how I was starting to become sympathetic. Okay. I'm just going to...
You actually bought into that? Like, you really feel bad for them? For saying that?
I do. Yes, because I'm telling you that I know personally that I wasn't like asking my husband if he was okay. Like, when do we ask our husbands or our boyfriends or whatever your situation is? Like, when do we ask them, like, hey, are you good? Are you happy? Am I doing everything that I could be doing for you in this marriage? When the
fuck did they ask us that? I mean, I do. I have. But what the fuck does it...
Do they have to ask us? I feel like, I know, I can only speak for my marriage. My husband doesn't ever have to ask me if I'm happy or unhappy in my marriage because I'm damn sure going to tell him when the bitch is unhappy. He's going to know. So,
all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. I had to do some self-reflection for my marriage and say, like, I'm always vocal about what I want and what I need, when I'm happy, when I'm unhappy. Like, when have I stopped to say, damn, what irritates you about me? Like, obviously, I'm going to know some things, but like, you know, are you biting your...
But that takes prompting because it doesn't take prompting from you. I mean, for
because
you.
we're able to express ourselves. Like, we've generationally.
So basically, men are trash and need to fucking step up their communication skills.
I do believe that they need to step up their communication skills, but I just also feel like they haven't had the room to have communication skills in a way that women have, because when dudes get soft, quotation, people tell them to man up. So it's like, you can't have both. You can't, like, how do you expect for a man to be vulnerable enough to share his feelings if your first response is, bitch, man up?
I understand out in the streets, but I'm talking about inside of your marriage. Like, obviously, like, if you're talking about a serious situation, your wife shouldn't be like, bitch, man the fuck up. Like, that's just, I mean, unless it's something else deeper going on, y'all about to square up. Like, it shouldn't, like, your wife shouldn't be to your face talking about, bitch, man the fuck up. Like, that's just, wow. But okay, out in the streets, this whatever. But I'm talking about the safe space that you're creating. Like, you're basically in your home, sitting on your couch. Can you not have that you don't feel open enough to talk to the person that you decided to marry and spend the rest of your life with? Like, they have to prompt you to tell your feelings.
People change. So you could have been married. You could have gotten married to a nice person, and then all of a sudden they became a not so nice person. Like, maybe they're more combative. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, listen. I'm only saying that
in a nutshell, men are scary and cannot tell their feelings. They need to feel like they're more, their feelings are not appreciated, but like they're allowed to speak their feelings. Is that the consensus of what you gathered?
No, this is what I gathered.
No.
What I gather is that, like, for instance, this dude says the slogan "Happy Wife, Happy Life" is toxic because it's not healthy for someone to base their happiness off another person. But I know a lot of men that live to take care of their wife and their girl. They will sit in unhappiness quietly so that they don't disrupt the peace.
Then you're stupid.
I mean, are they stupid, or do they just know their wives or their girl? Like, if I,
But why stay in a situation when you're unhappy? Like I'm gonna sit in this situation just so because I love seeing this person happy.
because all they
What?
know is happy wife, happy life. Because that's what's been ingrained. Like, they feel like it's supposed to be that way because at the end of the day, they're
So why complain about it? If they knew that entering into a marriage, like, okay, so I know what married life is. Basically, it's happy wife, happy life. So I'm gonna have to put this bitch before me and any of my feelings. Why start sulking and feeling like a victim now if that was your perception of what the fuck marriage is? Why did you even enter into marriage if you knew it was going to be about putting someone else's happiness? If that was your belief to put someone else's happiness before yours, then now you get in a marriage, you're just like, oh, poor me. I don't have a safe space to say how I
I
feel.
should have
Like
never
you
said
already
safe
knew.
space.
You already know I'm using this all
I
episode.
just feel
But it's
nobody, when people get married and things start to change, it's not, you could use that argument for anything. Like, well, why did you get married to this person if he was da 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 da? People have representatives when they're dating,
but
which we
no,
discussed.
I agree with you
People
on that. I'm talking
change
about in the instance. You were saying that the person, that's all they knew is happy wife, happy life. So that's why I'm saying coming into the marriage, why get married? Not saying that a person changes and you're like, well, why did you marry this person? And they could have changed. Like, I agree with that. People definitely change. But I'm just saying if they always believe happy wife, happy life, then why even get married? Period. Not specifically to that person, but period. If they knew that marriage was about this happy wife, happy life
because
thing.
maybe they met someone who wasn't so, maybe they met somebody that they thought was, let's say, like they nigga. I don't know, like, not they nigga, because that's like, I can only speak about my marriage because I don't listen. I'm only going off these messages. Like,
No,
okay,
no, no, no. I'm not
okay.
crucifying you. I'm
So
getting, girl,
JT,
I'm talking about the information from the
JT
people.
and I, we're friends for years on end. I went
Right,
into our marriage thinking that we wouldn't have as many problems as we have had because we had that foundation. So,
right.
in my mind, I'm pretty sure he went into, like, I think friend Shay is way different than wife Shay. Like, friend Shay, I'm so fucking easygoing, I'm easy to talk to, we can have fun. But I guess I can say my expectations are a little different being married. And so maybe, and I don't know, because I didn't ask this question to any of the dudes, but maybe,
Mm-hmm.
they went into it always knowing happy wife, happy life, but they thought they were choosing a woman that wouldn't,
Make them have to make them happy.
like, not make them happy, but they chose a woman that their happiness didn't equate to the man's misery, basically. Because some of these dudes, I don't know the full, I'm only getting one side of the
Right, right.
story,
Because you're not speaking to their
right?
wives.
But
Right.
some of these dudes are sounding like they're fucking miserable. Like, my dude, you sound fucking, that sounds shitty. Like, that just sounds like a fucking horrible marriage to be in. And almost all of them, even Duncan, he was like, honestly, the reason it's our, as in men, it's our fault because we just don't know how to communicate. And he went and he was speaking about how you're not brought up to really express yourself like that. Like, um he says, I'm going to generalize this and say, I feel like a lot of husbands might feel like they are. I asked him if the men were neglected and stuff. He's like, I feel like a lot of husbands might feel like they are, but I feel like we neglect ourselves. I think we still don't know how to let people love us properly. I think we still in the mindset that we must provide. So all we worry about is working and taking care of our family. And we've gotten so used to the old way of thinking that we don't speak on our feelings. And I'm not going to say the rest because I don't know if his wife might be listening. I, you know.
Uh, I
So I just think it's a I personally think it's a combination of, if I tell her how I really feel, is that going to cause more tension in the home? Because if so, then the dudes might just be like, I don't want no drama. Like, I'm good. If it's going to just create a fucking argument, then I'd rather keep it to myself.
And that's trash, because these are the same people that are suffering in silence because they can't say how they feel. But as soon as a fucking wife or a fiance or somebody is like, let's go to counseling because like I'm unhappy and I feel like we have problems. Oh nah, like I'm not, fuck that. Like we don't need to go to counseling. So what is it? Like, do you want help? So you don't want to go to counseling. You don't want to initiate conversations about your feelings. You just want to suffer in silence. Like I don't, what the fuck do y'all want? Y'all just want to be unhappy. Like, you got to pick something. Either you get the fuck out the marriage, you improve your communication skills that you can talk to your partner and be like, look, I want to stay in this relationship, but there's certain things that's making me feel a certain kind of way, X, Y, and Z. Like, what do we need to do to fix this because I'm unhappy? Or fucking go to counseling if you can't initiate that conversation. Go to a pastor, go to somebody, but what the fuck? Like, y'all got to do something. Y'all just sitting here like statues, but want to be like, I'm the man. Like, no, you're not, because you're not acting like a man.
Jesus.
How can you lead? How can you lead if mentally you're not right? If you're supposed to be the backbone of the family, but you have cracks and foundations, your whole fucking house is gonna crumble. So if you ain't situated and got your mind and your spirit and everything together, how the fuck you gonna lead or be a backbone or something? Like, fix yourself, fellas. Like, get help. Talk to somebody. If you're too scared to talk to your wife, talk to your pastor. Talk to a counselor. Talk to somebody, y'all. Y'all wilding. And then y'all gonna put it on the wife. Y'all don't make me feel like I can talk.
I just think that I agree. If a dude is feeling some kind of way and he is in a marriage, he should be able to vocalize that. But if he feels like he cannot, I do think that me, as a wife, I would want to look at myself and check myself to see what it is that I'm doing that my husband doesn't feel like he can come to me. I just don't feel like everything is as black and white like that. Like, I think people just have to take accountability sometimes. That's for man and woman. And if there are issues in a relationship, then it's not all on one person. I don't think that most problems are like 100% somebody else. Like, I just feel like there has to be some kind of like self-reflection.
I don't think all problems are, but this, I don't know.
I would want to, if
like,
I found out that my husband felt like he could not express himself to me because he felt like I was going to like tell him to get the fuck out of here, or basically make it a bigger issue, or you know what I'm saying, then I feel like that's the issue that I have to consider. Like, I have to look at myself and see what I'm doing to turn him away from communicating with me, because obviously at one point we were communicating, or else we wouldn't be married.
Yeah, I don't think I agree. I mean, I wouldn't feel that way. I know I'm not saying that you don't, but I don't. I would just be like, well, when did you all of a sudden now you can't speak? Like, what has changed within you? I don't think I would project that on myself, but that's just me.
Okay.
No, I'm seriously, like, if my husband was to come to, or I guess he wouldn't come to me because he would be scared to come to me, but I don't know, I guess I would magically find out, like maybe in counseling or something, or someone tells me like,
so let's say y'all went to counseling,
has all this stuff.
let's say, okay, hypothetically, I'm sorry I cut you off. Let's say you go to counseling and then all this shit comes out, like, that you never fucking knew that your husband was feeling, and it's out in counseling.
I would just be like, damn, you was dealing with a lot of shit. I hope that you and a counselor can work this shit out, because
you gonna hit him with the be blessed. I cannot.
I did not say be blessed. But you did. I did say that. But if it was a whole bunch of shit coming, that's like if a whole bunch of shit came out that my husband didn't know in counseling. Like, he's supposed to be like, oh, all of this shit is my fault.
No.
Like, no, nigga, why are you making this about yourself? This is stuff that I'm dealing with, and it just, I feel like I'm in a place where I can say it to this person. Like, I wouldn't necessarily look at it like, oh, damn, what did I do wrong? Like, why couldn't you have told me that? Like, obviously, it's something you dealing with, and you don't feel comfortable with me, so I don't know.
I'm not saying I would
That's
take
just me.
100% ownership of it. I would just, but if I was in counseling and my husband started saying like he felt X, Y, and Z and da 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 da, and I would be like, well, damn, like, you know, why did we have to have a stranger get that out of you? Because I feel like I would feel some kind of way, and I would.
I know I would feel a certain kind of way, and it has happened to me where I was like, "Well, damn, I didn't know you was going through that. Like, what the fuck?"
But
Like,
I would then take.
but I didn't look at it myself. Like, damn, what did I do? I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. You ain't feel like you could tell me,
Yeah,
but oh well,
I
do
would
you?
have see that's where we differ. I wouldn't be like, oh, do you? That my thing after that would be like at first I would be like, well, damn, you didn't feel comfortable telling me, but then I would have to sit back and just look at myself and be like, why is it that the person who I'm sleeping with every fucking day didn't feel comfortable with telling me? I'm not saying that at the end of your conclusion that you will feel like it's you, but I would at least stop to look at myself and ask myself, have I been doing everything? Like I said, during our first part of our marriage, I know for a fact that I was not asking this nigga about how he felt about much of fucking anything. It was just like, I'm unhappy, I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da. I have made an effort now to ask him how he's doing. Now, has that shit worked? Fuck ass no, because like I said, he still don't be telling me shit until we in the middle of fucking argument. But I can now look back and say that I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, that I feel I'm supposed to do as a wife. I'm fucking asking him. If I ask you, you tell me everything is good, then everything is motherfucking good. But if I haven't ever given you the opportunity to express yourself, then
But I don't feel like you should have to give someone an opportunity to express themselves. And I feel like that's where I'm having a disconnect at. Like, why should you have to prompt someone to give their feelings? Like, why does it fall on you because you haven't asked the question of how are you feeling? Or is it anything going on? Like, I don't feel like that falls on your responsibility, if that makes sense. Like, why does that then become, oh, well, Shay isn't doing everything that she's doing to be a good wife because she hasn't asked JT how he's feeling and how he's doing? Why can't JT as a husband say, look, I'm unhappy with certain things. Like, we need to talk about this shit. Like, I don't know how to verbalize it properly, but some kind of way we're going to have to figure this shit out. Why does it have to be your burden for someone else to speak their feelings that you don't even know probably exist? You know, if that
it
makes sense.
does. But why not be considerate of your spouse's feelings at the same time? Like,
but that's not being considerate of their feelings because you don't know those fucking feelings exist. So we have to hypothetically keep asking, like, hey, is everything good? Like, everything's good with you? Like, you straight? Like, you need a hug? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe the last sentence was
ma'am.
a little bit much, but I don't know. Like, I don't.
I feel like a post check.
I
It's
mean, I'm just a
nothing
trash
wrong
wife, honey.
with just having a post check with your spouse. It's not about carrying the burden, but it's more so like if I know that dudes do not communicate as well as women, let me show him that I am open to hearing criticisms or if shit is just going good or whatever the fucking case may be, so that we can just continue to have a decent enough fucking marriage. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't want, eventually I would hope that I wouldn't have to keep on saying, hey, are you good? Hey, are you good? Hey, are you good? But me going into therapy and finding out that my husband had all these things going on, I had to look back and say, well, damn, I never knew because I never asked.
I don't know. This is dice. Maybe I'm a trash ass wife. Only B Dub knows that. Who the fuck knows? But I just feel like we are two adults. We are we were two adults before we became one into one marriage. So I just feel like personally, we just, I don't know how to express it. Like, I think I've said it before, so maybe I keep saying the same shit over and over again. I just feel like we're two adults and we're entering into an adult relationship. We have adult bills, adult kids, and not adult kids, but we have kids. We have all this situation that we communicate about. So if there is an issue about feelings, like why is that the let me clam up and I can't speak? Like I don't know. I just feel like it shouldn't be the other person's burden to pull out feelings out of somebody else. If someone's feeling a certain kind of way, especially of unhappiness, I don't feel like it should be the other person's burden to continuously be like, well, I wouldn't be a good wife, or I wouldn't be considerate of my husband's feelings if I don't post check or keep checking them like, hey, you good, you good, you good. Because I would feel like, since we're both adults, if you weren't unhappy, you would fucking say something. Because I know me, if I'm unhappy, I'm going to fucking say something. So I don't know. Like, I just feel like everyone should govern themselves like adults. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm insensitive, but I just feel like people just gotta grow up. Like, talk. Like, how hard is it to say, I'm not happy? Thank you. All right, so I can work with that. So let me start formulating questions, because now I know. But if you never know that someone's unhappy, or they're feeling like they're unappreciated, or they're not being catered to, or I'm tired of, living the happy wife, happy life, how would the wife know that if you don't verbalize that? So if you at least say, I'm not happy, okay, well, bam, this is news to me, so let us talk. Then I feel like the burden is then on the wife, because then if you brush that shit off and you still carrying like, whatever, I don't give a fuck, or then it's on the wife, like, all right, the motherfucker said something that he was feeling a certain kind of way, you didn't address it, you weren't sensitive to his needs, you didn't ask questions at that point, but it just randomly, like, cold calls, like, yo, you good? Thumbs up? Feeling happy? All right, my nigga. Like, I don't know. I just think that's a lot.
Have you listened to the Read lately?
No, I'm actually super behind.
Okay, well, they had guests on their show a while ago, and they had them on recently, but their name is Kadeen and Deval Ellis or something like that, and they have a new podcast called Dead Ass. And so one of the things that they were talking about, not necessarily in the last episode that they were on the Read, but I want to say it was in the first one, and then they touched on it a little bit on their own podcast. Like, basically, when they want to express themselves and they might say something that the other person may make the other person feel some kind of way, they use a code word. The gist that I'm getting from I got like 7 dudes that I was talking to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's a good little poem.
Yeah, the gist that I got was that they have feelings and they can't express it to their wives because their wives don't give a fuck, because they're too wrapped up in their own lives. It's happy wife, happy life, and they think that shit is fucking trash. So I hear what you're saying.
That's 7 different niggas that's in marriages that they unhappy with, but ain't did shit about it.
I'm not saying.
Hey, if y'all listening to the podcast, y'all need to leave. Y'all need to speak up or leave. This is Dice. This is your advice.
Oh my gosh. So the slogan, happy spouse, happy house.
I never heard of that ever. Did you just make that up?
No, ma'am. That is a whole saying.
No, I'm not clowning it. I swear I've never heard that before. I was like, you got bars like shit.
You were clowning it because I've definitely heard that shit before.
No, I thought you made it up. I was about to say, Shay got bars like shit.
Oh, my Jesus. No. There's the saying, happy spouse, happy house, where everybody is making sure that their partner is good. Not just the wife, but not just the husband either. Both partners are asking each other if they're happy. And making
that's not what that shit means.
It is.
It don't mean you asking. It's just making sure that your spouse is happy. It don't mean you asking.
But how do you know if you don't ask?
No.
Like, what are you talking about? That's a part of communication too. Girl.
Hey, you happy? I'm about to fucking blow this shit out of B-Dub every morning. You happy? Is you happy? I'm gonna say that every day.
I cannot.
But no, I feel like, because I said it earlier, like, I feel like you need to treat each other as equal. So it shouldn't just be okay, I'm just serving you. My whole point in this marriage is to make you happy. Like, that aspect of happy wife, happy life. Like, no, like, if you're not happy, like, I don't know. Like,
apparently, a ton of dudes are taking happy wife, happy life as if she's happy and I'm unhappy, I'm going to just shut the fuck up so that I can keep the peace because I don't want to hear this bitch mouth. Or,
well, that's dumb. I'm sorry. What's the other one?
but it may be dumb, or maybe the wife could be nicer or more open or more receptive, or maybe they could just both talk about their feelings. Like every Sunday, have a day of feelings. Get your crystals out and your incense and have a day of feelings. And I'm dead ass though. I'm not even playing. You're laughing, but I'm so
I know you
serious.
with the crystals and shit. So JT, just know if you listening when you get back, honey.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing couples yoga, all that shit.
Oh, y'all have
We
fun.
not just gonna be like, get the fuck.
They like, what? Hurry this shit up.
Okay.
It sound good though.
Well, I was team guys this week. I just want y'all to know, put it down, because I'm never gonna be on y'all side again, probably.
Listeners, y'all pray for B-Dub because apparently I'm a trash wife. So y'all pray for
Oh
him.
my goodness.
Tell him to knock 3 times if he unhappy and y'all come save him.
Okay. I have another topic. We're just gonna move right the hell on. So, should a man hit a woman if she spit on him?
Ooh, nigga, what? With the clothes fist? What are you talking about? That is the most disrespectful thing you can do besides like open hand slapping somebody is spitting on somebody. Like that is horrible. Like not just I'm laughing and some spit came out, like spit. I mean, I know they say men should not hit women, but you need to mush her hard as fuck so that she fall or something. Because what? Spitting on somebody? That's disrespectful.
I agree, but I have also spit on a dude before.
Oh, you disrespectful as shit, Shay. Yeah, damn.
I was really young. I was like 16, 17. It was my little boyfriend. He came over the next day and we was all good. But
what did he do when you did it?
Left.
He got a good restraint. I applaud you wherever you are. Good job.
You can take that back. He's so trash. But nah, on God, he showed up the next day, right? And he didn't call first. So I had a knife on me because I was like, oh, this nigga about to come whoop my ass.
He was nervous
the
for a
whole
second.
day. I was on ready because I was like, hey, yo, this nigga gonna stomp the shit out of me for spinning his
like,
face.
Yo, he slid off too smooth.
Yeah.
He took it or something.
We never mentioned that shit again. But it was just something about the way everything happened. It was like, bitch, I'm never gonna spit on another person in life because I could have died so many times that
for sure.
day.
That's so disrespectful.
It really is. And I'm
that's like the highest level of disrespect that you could, like I said, it's spitting, and then right after that is open hand slapping somebody. Like, dog. Whoa. Yikes.
So I meant to bring this up before the spit thing up, but because it kind of falls in line with like, I've been talking to men this week. So and one of my little friends on Facebook posted something that said, why men don't marry. It says, because there's nothing in it for them. What exactly does marriage offer men today? Men know there's a good chance they'll lose their friends, their respect, their space, their sex life, their money, and if it all goes wrong, their family. They don't want to... I cannot.
They lose their friends? I can't get over that. All right, go ahead.
They don't want to enter into a legal contract with someone who could effectively take half their savings, pension, and property when the honeymoon period is over. Men aren't wimping out by staying unmarried or being commitment phobes. They're being smart. This came from Helen Smith. She is a doctor. She is the author of the book Men on Strike. So,
Men on Strike.
This guy.
Y'all fed up.
Yeah, I mean, listen. This past week,
don't fucking tell Duncan none of this shit because he gonna have hashtag Men on Strike. Like, don't get him started.
I mean, he's gonna be listening, so he's our most loyal listener. So
I use on for sure. That's facts.
So, the dude who posted it, it wasn't a ton of dudes that were even saying anything, but the ones that were just posting mostly like gifts, like fucking right. So this one person came and said, and I don't know if it's a boy or girl, based on the name,
Okay.
and it's like 4 people in the picture, so who knows.
Right.
Anywho, it says, see, the main problem I have with this is they say men aren't wimping out, they are being smart. The truth is they are wimping out. All those things could happen when you get married. That's why it takes courage to get married. All of the things listed are based on fear. Plus, if the man has an issue with anything financial or material related, he can put it in a prenup. Men have
Facts.
to be wise about who they choose, because if you choose right, you won't lose anything they listed.
Okay.
Also, some men lose all of those things listed because of the things they do themselves, not anything the spouse has done.
Oh, if you
There
don't
are
speak on it, that's a woman. That ain't no man. That's a woman.
there are other reasons men don't get married, haven't found the right one, or refuse to settle, or are afraid of emotional commitment. And that was the end of it. The reason why I don't know if it's a man or a woman, because his name is Lynn, but he's a she or she. Yeah, but it's a junior. But then
Oh,
that's why I was like, I don't know. And it's like
interesting.
it's mad women and men in the profile picture. So I don't know, and I didn't do enough
Real
digging.
anonymous.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whatever. So I saw that, and that was the best comment that I saw, because I did go looking at the gentlemen that were saying hell yeah fucking right, and you guys don't have shit to put in a prenup.
You supposed to be on men's side this week, Shay,
I am about the happy wife happy life slogan,
but not this one.
because it's the brokest niggas be screaming the loudest. Like, my guy, you're losing your friends, your sex life, and your money that you don't even have.
Right. Like, it sounds like Lynn Jr. said, you need to know who the fuck you marrying. Like, you, before you like, dang, like this girl so all right, I'm gonna just propose a song loser. And the whole time you don't even know who she is like that. Like, hey, surprise, motherfucker. This who you marrying. Y'all need to know who y'all marrying, and y'all getting in these lifetime relationships. And if you got $5 that you don't want her to take 4 of it, then put it in a prenup, like Lynn said. Like, oh, I can't because I don't want to lose my friends. And child, look, lose my friends. Then they probably trash. If your girl don't want you hanging around them, they probably trash.
That's
It
what
has
I
to be
was
a reason.
thinking. I was
It
like,
has
we're
to be a
not.
reason, because I ain't no normal. Most normal married people like, please go ahead, hang out with your friend. Yes, you go
I
to the
was
bar
gonna
tonight,
say, I want JT to get
please,
more friends. Jesus Christ.
so I can be in here knocked by myself. Like,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead, hang out. Yes, as long as I know your friends are cool and I've been around your friends, do y'all be safe, and I'll see you when you get back. But the fact that y'all with women and y'all women don't want y'all hanging with y'all friends, either y'all friends is trash as hell and do trifling stuff, or I don't know, she's just insecure and you don't know who you got with. Like, it got to be one or the other. Like,
So
child,
I
look.
saw something on Twitter that had
Excuse me.
nothing to do with any conversation that I was having with any gentleman. This was something
Mm-hmm.
that this guy said on his own, but it says appreciation can be currency. Care can be currency. Everything doesn't need to be dollar for dollar. Seriously, appreciation will get a nigga to run through a cement wall. Appreciation and care. And then the girl says, my man has been trying to tell me this for a year. And somebody said, bitch, you probably cheating on you then.
If you're just getting it at this point,
No
then.
bullshit. Like, why
If
has
you're
he been
reading this,
telling
it's
you
too
this
late.
for a year, my God?
If you're reading this, it's too late.
So we should have an appreciation day for our spouse.
It's called Father's Day. It's
Well,
coming up soon.
what are you going to do?
I mean, I can't say because he probably listen if he do.
He ain't no listener.
He ain't.
He
He
ain't.
definitely
We
ain't.
be saying shit around him, and he don't be
He
knowing.
be like, what you talking
That
about?
nigga don't be listening.
Hey, you didn't ask me.
Are you
Look,
going to have... Oh, my God.
am I gonna what?
Are you going to have a full B-Dub appreciation day? Or are
Not,
you going to be like, here's your tie?
not tie. That nigga don't wear
I
ties.
mean, I'm just saying tie, because that used to be the little corny gift
Right.
everybody got their dad.
I mean, and this is not a cop out, but we really don't make big deals out of holidays except Christmas, and that's just because of the kids. Like, literally, before we had kids, even Christmas wasn't even a big deal.
That's what I
So,
said. That's why I said we should have an appreciation day. So you chose Father's Day. I was saying it could be any day.
No, Father's Day.
Oh,
But I mean, like, what do you mean by whole day of appreciation? Like, we got 2 kids. Like, appreciate like what? I tell them I love you and I appreciate you, and like,
I don't
what
know.
kind?
Any
Child
kind,
up.
any kinds, just some small gestures
I
to
show my
show
appreciation daily.
what you do.
I'm here.
Girl, you could get like, what if, okay, so like JT, right? He'll be real corny and he'll write the little notes all over the house or whatever.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, we should, like, I ain't never done no shit like that for him, but maybe I should.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's tight.
I
So good.
mean, or this dude told me, well, this I can't get with, and this was a first date too. I'm sorry because he might be listening because he actually is kind of supportive. He just went out on a date with somebody for the first time, and this bitch was rubbing his feet, giving him a foot massage, and wanted to do
On
it
the
with the
first
socks
date,
off. And I was like, "Oh, this bitch,
she got a foot fetish.
I,
On the first date, nah. I could see if y'all been dating and you just like, oh, you tired? Oh, you been hooping all day?
I have been.
Oh, you been on your feet?
It's been 4 years, and JT has never gotten a foot massage from me. And then she wanted him to take his socks off, I guess, so she could get a better grip. And JT's toes are hideous, my G. Like,
So even this dude got, I mean, she wouldn't even
oh,
know that he got good toes if it's the first daggone date. So she just got a foot fetish.
that's
What
what
you
y'all
talking
should
about?
do. You should take him to get like a couple's pedicure,
I mean,
then a
I've been saying
couple's
for years
massage. You
I
should
was
just
gonna
do
do that.
it.
Oh,
As like and then write him, get him a card and write like a little note and be like, appreciate you, bruh. Boom. Appreciation day.
I can do it because it's win-win because I get a massage and my feet getting done too. So
Okay. We're just gonna
that was
skip
your
that.
idea. How you
I
gonna okay me?
I know, but you were supposed to make it about him. But you was
It
like,
is because he's never done either one of those. So like, but I've been saying that for years. Like I was like, are we going to do it on the Valentine's Day? Are we going to do this? But I mean, shit happens and kids happen, and yeah, it just gets pushed back. Like I ain't even been doing it for myself, so we just haven't had the time. Like,
and you gotta give him head till he's dead.
no, that's it.
Pushing it.
My children need me.
You could drop them off at Granny's house.
But if one of us, I'm supposed to give head till he dead, like,
Well, not
so I can be a single mother.
not literally, but you know what I'm
I
saying.
know.
Appreciation day, because I'm trying to say I have it all planned out. I'm gonna
I
have,
know the fellas are going to be so excited about this episode. They're going to be pro Shay after everything you saying on this episode.
but I'm sure they're gonna do some raggedy ass shit. And next
And
week
she going to be
I'm gonna
right
be
off
cussed.
y'all fucking list
Yeah,
next week. So
that's why I said
enjoy.
enjoy this
Enjoy
shit.
this week.
Be blessed, because I know y'all gonna fuck it up.
She going to be right over here with Dice cussing y'all out next week. So, oh, but what you say? You had everything planned out. What you was going to do?
Oh, for JT. So no, not even just like when he gets back, but like somebody at work was like, he's on that boat. You should send him like little care packages. And I was like, yeah, I just sent him something like da 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 da. He was like, no. He was like, honestly, you should send him like something every like 2 weeks. It could be something so small, but like when they call your name and you on that boat and they call your name and they're like, oh, you got a package. People don't be getting packages like that on the boat. So he was like, it just makes you feel good. People be like, damn, your wife must love you. She's sending you something every week. He was like, you could literally go to Five Below and just get a bunch of shit all at once, but just space it out and send it to him. And he's going to love it because it's just the thought, like the fact that you went out of your way to get something and send it to him. It doesn't even have to be something you bought. You could just write him like an actual letter instead of sending him an email. And I was like,
That's
yeah.
facts though, because when I went to officers training camp, like my boyfriend at the time wrote me like 2 or 3 times while I was there. It was lit. And then when my parents sent that damn care package with all them snacks and shit, break down. Everybody was like, oh, hey, yeah. I'm like, oh, now you on my dick because I got snacks. But yeah, like it is a good feeling. Like, oh, you got a package. Oh, you got a letter. So yeah,
But
I can see that. But
with all
I
this
feel like
talk, I feel like I could give him an appreciation day because he definitely caters to me. Like, he would just
I
start
was just
rubbing
about
my
to ask
feet.
that. I
No,
was
for
about to
real.
ask, is it reciprocated? Because it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm gonna give you this appreciation day, but you sitting here like, so where's mine? Like, it
No,
has to be equals in both
JT
ways.
buys me flowers, even though, they die very quickly, but he gets the
It's a
flowers that I
thought.
really like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he'll write me little notes. He'll just break out and massage my feet if I want to, or sometimes he'll just do it on his own. Like, I think he does little things, and I could just be doing a little bit more and reciprocating. That's all.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so when he gets back, I'm going to have an appreciation day. I'm going to be like kind of selfish with it though, because I really just want some dick. So that's mostly what the appreciation day
Oh,
is going to
I
be.
don't think you have to give appreciation day to get none. I'm sure he's gonna be just as willing participant as you are.
I know, but I want to make at least half of the day seem like it's for him. So then when we get to the dick part, I can just get what I want the way that I want it. Because I'm actually not trying to be down there giving nobody head all night. Like, yikes. uh, do you have fun at your massage? Yeah, that felt like head, didn't it? I'm
so
pretty selfish with
stupid.
the head. I'm so sorry. But I digress. Let's move on.
Oh my God. Hey, listeners.
I have more. Just like,
Yeah, opinions from the other guys? Or what?
no, I was going to
Oh.
just mention something
Oh, yeah.
about the 5 cities with the most unfaithful wives.
Oh, shit.
Number
As a
1,
poll?
yes. Number 1 is Dallas. Number 2, Fort Worth. Number 3, Washington, D.C. Number 4, San Antonio. And number 5, New York. And I just had to put that out there because a lot of our listeners are based out of the DMV. So, hey, y'all. Hey, unfaithfuls.
I guess y'all better be worried about happy wife, happy life after all. Because
I
not like
saw
there's a lot
that.
of wives out here.
I saw that and I was like, that actually doesn't even surprise me.
It doesn't.
But I feel like everybody in DC cheating on each other. That ain't even exclusive to just women. But
I feel like it's like 3 degrees of separation to everybody in this area
my
as
nigga,
far as smashing. Because look,
everybody done
the
hit
area is so
somebody.
small, right?
Yep.
This area is so small. So yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. That topic gave me a headache.
Tea time.
TV or tea?
Oh, which one you want to do?
I don't know. It don't matter.
I want to go to tea time because Adrienne Bayon, whatever.
What she do?
Child, she says that since she's been married, she has had sex every single day, and that she can only go 12 hours without an orgasm. And so I wanted to know, like, what do you like? What?
Bitch, get what the fuck? Like, okay, obviously you're saying your husband has good D. That's great, but I mean, if you have to have it every day, like, dog, don't you work on a whole TV show and do like travel and press and shit? So, like, what happens when you're on travel? Like,
So she's had she didn't specify what happens when she travels, but one thing she did that was noted was that she cannot go longer than 12 hours without having an orgasm. So I took that to mean
she has toys and stuff.
Right. But she did say she's had sex with her husband every day. So I don't know if that means every day that we've been together since we've been married, or that nigga's been traveling with me every time I go somewhere. I don't know. She didn't get into that.
Yeah, because that's literally saying that you're with him every fucking day.
But I know somebody personally who has sex with their husband every day. They're both also cheating on each other though. So in my mind, I'm just like, y'all have a lot going on down there. Like,
yo, ran through.
But every single day. And she says that it's like how they stay together, even though they're cheating on each other.
Just the sex?
No, not just the sex, but it's like a integral part of their marriage. Like, she would feel some kind of way if he didn't want to have sex with her. like on a Tuesday. She would feel like, am I ugly? Did I gain some weight? Da, 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 da. Like she would be offended if he didn't try to have sex with her every single day.
Wow.
She was like, it makes her feel sexy that he still wants to have sex with her every day and vice versa. And I was like, oh, I never looked at it that way. It's not.
I mean, I get it, the reason, but that's a lot.
Did
Did they have any kids?
3.
What the fuck?
That's what I saw. I asked. I was like, "Well, when the fuck do y'all have sex?" She was.
Are they quickies?
Early. They have sex in the morning before the kids wake up.
Well, whatever works for your marriage, I ain't hating. Do you? Whatever keeps y'all cheating asses together. That's what's up.
But and so that was my thing. It was just like, y'all.
You doing all that and still ain't staying.
Because she told me verbatim that, and I can say this because I don't talk to her anymore. But
I'm thinking about a lot of stuff now.
She told me that she's cheating on him, and then he told my husband that he's cheating on her. So that's how I know for a fact that they're both cheating.
That's kind of nasty, actually, because if you're having sex with your husband every day, that means it's a day where you sleep with 2 people on the same day.
Same for him.
Yeah, both. Child, y'all better take DNA tests and make sure them y'all kids, because y'all out here.
I'm so sweet.
I mean, I don't know them people. I'm just saying the way you just all willy-nilly. I mean, it depends on how long you've been cheating, but that's a lot.
I know. Okay. Anywho, so the Dead Ass podcast with the couple that I was saying was on the read, they have sex every other day or every 2 days, because his thing is, as a man, like some of his shit, some of the stuff you should check them out. Like some of the stuff I'm like, I could see that, but a lot of it I'm just like, I don't know nothing about that. But he's saying, like, women want monogamy. So if we want monogamy and our husbands want to have sex with us, we should oblige so that they don't have to go out and cheat on us. Which I rolled my eyes at, because case in point, like I said, the couple that I know personally that have sex every single day are both cheating on each other. So that doesn't mean any fucking thing. But in listening to them, because they were on that what's that lip service, that's what it is, with Angela Yee, her little freaked out joint. They were on there, and basically they have sex like every other day. Like, and he would have sex with her every day, but she is like, that's too much. So they have sex every other day or every 2 days.
That's a crazy ass sex drive to want to fuck every day or every other day. Like,
I'm gonna try it.
No breaks.
I'm gonna try it, not every day, but I'm gonna try it every other day for like a month when JT gets home.
Let me know how it goes. Your cooch gonna be swollen.
I mean, love it. That's what ice is for.
Oh, there it is.
That's all I had for tea time, because I was just like, ooh, that's a lot happening.
That is crazy as hell. Tea, just nothing deep. Pause. Jay-Z becomes the 5th billionaire in the U.S.
That's what's
up. Congratulations to you. Let's see. Oh, the Cosmopolitan, because we talked about the whole Meek Mill and Cosmopolitan hotel situation last episode, when they denied him entry and was like, "You're not coming to fuck up in here," and it was all caught on tape. Well, apparently they have issued him an apology, and Meek went and accepted the fucking apology and dropped the lawsuit. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, "Oh, that's cute. Thanks for the apology. My lawyers will be in touch." But he accepted and dropped the lawsuit. Blah blah. And Phaedra's ex-con, Apollo.
Yeah, I saw he was in a halfway house.
Yeah, so he got let go, I'm assuming early. But he doesn't get out of the halfway house until like October or something. So hide your kids, hide your wife. But ain't he with somebody already?
I mean, he was. I don't know if they're still together, but probably, because she seemed real thirsty.
Yeah, because she was like writing him and visiting him while he was in there and stuff. So yeah, that's all I have for tea. It wasn't nothing crazy going on.
I don't be knowing nothing about that. I heard there's some influencer on Instagram who had like over 2 million followers, and she couldn't sell 36 shirts, which is so sad.
How? 32?
36.
Oh, 36.
Not that that's that much better, but to me, it just goes to show that, like, y'all be on the internet doing the most for likes and retweets, but when it matters, it doesn't.
And then half of them, they got all type of stuff where you can get fake followers and shit anyway.
Yep.
Like all the little spam accounts to follow you and stuff. So half of them probably ain't even real people. And then the fact that you still could, it's trash ass people that got like 1,000 followers that's selling more shirts and like I'm not gonna say shirts, but more product than that. Like 36 units, my G. That's just like every family member and a friend. All right, bam, I'm at 36.
Yeah, I just was like looking at it, just, because I would like for us to have more listeners. I would definitely like for us to have more followers. I would like for the podcast to be,
Bigger.
yes, but I want some legit shit. I want to be able to like do something with it. I don't want it to be no fake shit. Like, I would rather we have 36 followers that actually listen to the podcast every single week than to have 2 million, followers. And then when it's time for me to actually sell something, for them to put their damn money where their mouth is, we only got 36 whole supporters. Like, no.
Right.
That's trash.
Let me keep my loyal joints.
Yeah, that's super
rather
trash.
have quality over quantity.
So shout out to the loyals. How y'all doing?
We love you. We appreciate y'all. Every week y'all in this bitch.
I done had to talk to some friends about some friendship shit, but that's another topic for another day.
Child, I don't even try. I be like, when I blow up, don't be on my dick.
Name at least 5 things you need from your partner to stay in or stay faithful in a relationship.
You asking?
Yes.
5 things that I need from my partner to stay faithful or in my relationship.
Yes. I will tell you what I said. I said effective communication. I need to come on a regular basis. Mental stimulation. You got to be good to my kid. And acts of service.
5 is a lot of things.
Is it?
Yeah.
I got a lot more things. 5 was just like,
I just feel like I'm so simple, and like I feel like sometimes I come off as a guy. Like a lot of the stuff that most girls are like, oh, I need this and I need that. Like I'm just like, yeah, I really don't need all that. But like I just feel like I need to feel appreciated. I need help, mate. I'm not anyone's servant, and I don't plan on being anyone's servant, except my children until they get of age. So I need a helpmate. I need to feel appreciated. Good communication. Yeah. Someone who has to make me laugh and we can have fun together. I mean, I'm not asking you to be a comedian, but like somebody that we have fun together, because that is important to me, because I like to laugh and I like to have fun. And what is the last one? I wouldn't say because of my kid, because I mean, if I'm talking to my husband, then like, yeah, but like if we weren't together and I had those kids, then I would say be good to my kid. But yeah, I can't think of the 4th one. I mean the 5th one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think of it later. But you put me on the spot. I didn't know you was gonna ask me that.
Okay, yeah, this time I came with multiple topics to talk about, since motherfucker said,
we got to move it on, honey. They say we be sticking on the topic too long, honey.
I'm here for you.
That's saying.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I have. TV time.
Yes, Iyana.
Oh, yeah, I forgot already.
With the new season. We told y'all she was coming back with a new season, honey. And I had actually started watching it, and then you had texted me and was like, bitch, did you watch? I was like, look, I watched half. I'm gonna watch the rest. I'm gonna finish watching it today.
Because I didn't think they were gonna start off with the Mitchells.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think that was going to be the first episode either. I thought that was just going to be somewhere within the season. So, listeners, if you guys have been listening, we definitely talk about Iyana a lot. Like, that show last season was super good. Like almost every episode was like good, like the people that she was helping. So it was one of the episodes from the last season where there was a family of 5 brothers or 4 brothers?
5 brothers, a sister, and
a mom,
and a dad.
Yeah, and they had like a lot of dysfunction. I'm not going to go and do a whole recap. You just watch Iyana or you listen to our episodes. So, but anyway, so basically, they were on Iyana last season. She worked through issues and thought she had gave them the tools. Well, honey, they back in a 2-part series on this joint, and it was good. Like, I didn't expect them to still have. It seemed like they had the same or deeper issues than they did when they first got there. Like, had to like raise her voice and tell niggas to shut the fuck up. Like, I said, ooh, y'all got Mama V out of character.
All of them want love, but they want love from all of them. And honestly, I just feel like they need to just develop the relationships amongst themselves that come naturally and let the ones that don't go. That's my opinion, because I know that's hard for some people because, you know, family, you expect for family to be close, but it just seems like some of those siblings just don't get along.
Not going to have a close relationship.
And if they're focusing on having a strong bond with all of them, then their feelings are going to be hurt. But if they have their one or two or however many siblings that they can build a relationship with and it can be healthy and loving, that's what they should focus on.
Right, I agree. Like, I feel like, not to make it cliquish or anything, but like you said, what comes naturally, foster those relationships that come naturally. And then over time, maybe you will slowly but surely, because some relationships, it takes time. Like, I mean, if you have been growing up in dysfunction, it's not going to take a couple weeks just to, everything's perfect and our relationship is great. It's going to take time. You're going to have to build trust. You're going to have to see what the other person is like what do you have in common, like, and learn the person. So some of those relationships are going to take time to develop or never develop at all, because they're just going to be like, look, you're my sibling, I love you, I just don't like you.
And you just have to be cool with that. I definitely understand how someone could feel like, you know, I'm related, so we should have that bond. But if y'all didn't grow up together or y'all didn't grow up in a healthy home or whatever the case may be, it's very, very easy for you to have a sibling that feels like a stranger. And after a while, you just gotta let that shit go.
All right. Yeah, you can't force it. You can't force relationships, period. Whether it's with somebody of the opposite sex, a relationship, or family, like sibling, family, whatever. You can't force a relationship. Like, it has to come natural. Like, it'll come develop over time. If not, then it's not meant to be.
Child, I be cutting everybody off, so don't take my advice, because I cut the bitch off.
We are at the age where good energy and vibes, or whatever word you want to use, is super important. So if it's toxic, I don't give a fuck. If you're blood, then we need to limit our time around each other, because I don't want your negativity rubbing off over here. I got enough shit to worry about. I don't need your worry to transfer on me. So whether it's related or not related, relationships got to be genuine and fostered. I ain't forcing shit.
That's it. I just really feel like, though, watching those siblings, they all want love.
Yep.
And it's just so sad, because they all want it, but for some reason they can't get it from one another. They can't give it to each other. It's just a mess. It really is.
And the mother she can't give it to none of them. So
she was pissing me off.
Dog.
She was pissing me off. Because she just doesn't
putting people business out there.
Yeah, like, it doesn't seem like she's fostering love amongst them. She's kind of keeping up with the bullshit, and it's like
causing division and like not kind of. She should be the one that's not forcing them, but insisting, like, you know, let's all do something. Well, if y'all not gonna, you know, be together on your own, like, how about all y'all come over here and we do something together, or like, let's link up and do this. Like, as a mother trying to get all her kids, you know, I understand, like, the upbringing was different and she wasn't always there. That's fine.
She was on drugs.
Yeah, right. But y'all have each other now. So, like, I just think that she's still maybe not all the way there now. But it was a good episode. Can't wait for part 2. So we'll see.
Shout out to the YouTubers that post the episodes that get taken down by Tuesday. You give a bitch like me a chance to see them, because I do not have OWN. So shout out to you.
So they're gonna be listening like, oh no, we gotta shut that shit down.
Oh, you think the fans ain't listening to us? We ain't popping yet.
Nah, not yet.
I heard
What else?
Love and Hip Hop Miami was getting canceled. I don't know if it's true or not, but that shit is
I mean, I
trash.
wouldn't mind because yeah,
It's
last season
boring.
was a fucking stretch. I was like, all right, like y'all doing too much. Like they was forcing certain storylines that you could tell was like just extra, and they were reaching. Like
I mean, honestly,
wouldn't
y'all could
give a
take all
fuck.
of the Love and Hip Hops. That's just my opinion, but whatever.
Shay said you can take all the reality TV because she's not here
I
for it.
didn't say all reality
Ah.
TV. Like I love Married to Medicine. I can't wait for it to come back on. I love Married to Medicine. I love um Married at First Sight. I love those shows.
Right at first sight. I think I watched a couple episodes.
We talked about it on our second episode. Remember when
Yeah,
we
I
were
think I
talking
watched a
about like
couple
the
episodes.
odd things people do for their marriage, for marriages and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah.
It was another show that we watched where it wasn't Married at First Sight. It was the one where it was like their last chance and they was like locked in the house together to
Yeah,
figure
we
out if
talked
they were
about
gonna
it.
stay there. What show was that? What was the name of that show? I don't
I
remember
can't
that. That's
remember.
because that wasn't Married at First Sight, but I forgot what the show
It was
was.
something you put me on to, but I don't remember what it's
It was
called.
good.
That's
Yeah.
all I have for TV time because that's all I watched. My bad.
Um No, you could. I watched, which I know you give no fucks about, but Kanye on David Letterman's
Oh,
show on
girl.
Netflix, and that was a very interesting. And then also what everyone is fucking talking about
When they
everywhere.
see us.
Yes,
Yeah.
honey. So that is a 4-part or episode. I'm not sure. 4-episode, I
Mm.
guess, series on Netflix, and it is about the Central Park Five, which in a nutshell is 5 boys that were accused of raping someone, a jogger. I think she was a
Mm-hmm.
jogger, something, in Central Park in New York. Um, so I had been hearing about it a couple of days before, and I was seeing everybody was talking about it. I was like, yo, this is crazy, this is rough, like, this is tough, blah blah. So I was like, I don't know if I want to see this. So I knew what it was about, and the crazy thing is I had watched a documentary some years ago with my husband about the Central Park Five. I don't remember the name of it, but we watched it together, and it was that uh unimpressionable that I actually didn't even remember the whole story. So it actually was like I was watching this like new. So I could only get through the first episode. I have not watched
You
2,
still
3,
haven't watched
and
the other
4.
episodes?
No, I have not.
Girl.
And I had talked to a whole bunch of people. People was hitting me up, texting me, DMing me, and like, no, and explaining why I should still watch it. The only reason why I will now consider watching it is because someone has spoiled the ending for me and told me everything that was going on. So now I feel secure enough that emotionally I can watch it because yeah, I don't want to mess it up for anybody who ain't watched it yet. But I thought that the ending was going to be a certain kind of way, and it's not that way. So with that, I can feel better watching it. So I still need to break it up because after that first episode, like literally, I was like, all right, I need us to go on YouTube and watch something funny at this point because like I'm drained, I'm upset, like yeah, it's rough. And I had a lot of people who were having a conversation with their teenage and preteen sons about it,
And
and
daughters.
yeah,
Fuck you talking
but the people I
about?
talked, I mean, well, the people I talked to was just saying sons, but they were saying that some of the sons they thought like it was a movie, like this is not even realistic, and it was like no, this is actually based off of something like that really happened, and so like it was just like. I appreciate it because it's a conversation starter for those young kids that might not know, or even older kids or older people who don't know about the story. The same shit is happening now, and it could definitely happen tomorrow. The shit that went on with this case, and it's just a good conversation starter that is affecting people this much, and it's been getting so much not backlash, but so much talk about an uproar that the prosecutor that's on there, Linda
Fuck her.
Fairstein, however you say her name, which was the prosecutor who pretty much was like trying to fit puzzle pieces just so that she can solve the case, even if it meant not guilty people down. Um, the bitch is catching all of the fucking smoke, honey. Like she's been losing book deals, which is good. Like certain board, she was on board of directors for certain things. Some people are about to let her go. She
I heard
stepped
she
down
took
from a
her social
couple.
media account down because she was getting fried on that
Child,
joint.
look, she is wondering what the fuck. What 20, 30 years later? Look, at
So
least
fuck
you're
her.
getting your karma some kind of fucking way. People are like, fuck that, lock her the fuck up. I don't think it's going to go that far, but the fact is satisfying that at least you're feeling some kind of fucking heat, because what you did was trifling. And like, I haven't even watched the other 3 episodes, and just that fucking episode alone, like, disgusting. But
Well,
I'm going to try to get through it
I'm
eventually.
I'm judging, but I understand. 'Cause, like, I'm familiar with the story, and I had just saw the documentary like in the last year, so all
Oh,
that
okay.
it's like really still fresh in my brain. So when I watched it, I kind of was just watching it. But Mara, I made her watch it with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her friend, I kept reminding her that this was based off a true story. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, this is something that I was like, some of this stuff is probably hella drama, dramatizations or whatever. But like the premise, like what happened and how, da 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 da, how things can play out if you're uninformed. This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Mara was getting so mad at the TV. She was like,
That
Ma,
was
she was
me.
like, so Ma, they can do that? I was like, I mean, they doing it, ain't they? She was like, but they can't do that. And I was like, but they're doing it
They're doing
right.
it. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, and daughters, because after each episode, we would have a conversation. And, my biggest thing was, I don't give a goddamn if you ever end up in this situation and you are in somebody's damn police precinct, station, jail, whatever, and there's somebody asking you anything. It would be unfortunate if you were put in conditions where you probably felt like you had to say something so you could get out of those conditions. You will
Mm-hmm.
not. You will
Right.
demand that I show up. You will
Yeah.
demand that your father shows up, your stepdad, your stepmom, your grandparents. Like, you will absolutely not be saying anything. So, I mean, I kept stressing that to her.
And
But it's,
another thing, make sure that you ask them, am I being detained? Because
yeah.
a lot of times they were getting information and questioning when they weren't even under arrest. They weren't like none of that. So just educating our kids about their rights, even as kids, to be like, look, you don't have to fucking speak to them alone. If for some reason, like you said, you're under a situation where you're apprehended and you're not with an adult, like your parent, you say, look, I'm not speaking to you until my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my grandma gets here, or I want a lawyer. I'm not talking until I talk to my lawyer. Like, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing. Like, I know it's easier said than done because they was manhandling the fuck out of them.
Right. That's why I said it would be unfortunate if Amara was in some kind of situation, which I don't think she would, but I mean, who fucking knows?
Right.
Um, in some situation like that, and I could see her wanting to break down, just to get
Just
out
to
of
get
it.
out of there.
But I stressed to her, I don't care. We'll handle all that. We'll all do what we got to do after the fact. You absolutely will demand that I'm there. You will
And
not say shit
if
like
you
then.
ain't do it, don't fucking say
Yeah.
you did. Don't, nah.
I wouldn't even give a fuck if she did do it. You still need to have
Don't say
somebody
shit.
there. Yeah.
Dog, that
So,
joint just pissed me off. Some of them parents, like, I was ready to punch them through the fucking
but if they don't,
screen.
the parents may not know either. It's just
Nah,
it's
fuck it. That
layers.
father. No, I mean, I ain't trying to tell it for your
Yeah,
folks that ain't
don't
seen it
say
yet, but
anything.
yeah, we'll talk offline or maybe
But
next week. Give them a little bit of time. No, because I ain't gonna be caught up by next week. So yeah.
my thing that I wanted to say was I was getting on people for not finishing it, but I remember when I was watching the Khalif Browder, what was his like? I
That
wasn't
was rough.
I wasn't as familiar with that case. Like I knew he had committed suicide after being in prison,
Hmm.
wrongfully so, but I didn't know like the details that I couldn't deal with. And
I ain't finished
so
all that either.
I finished all that, but the Trayvon Martin thing that had came out is still sitting in my DVR because Trayvon Martin, I kept up with that, and that I cried
Yeah.
over that shit. So
Yeah, I
like,
finished that.
I never finished that. I think there's a Sandra Bland joint.
Yeah, I
That's
watched that one too.
I haven't watched that either because that's definitely my smart ass talking to the cops. Let me tell when I say I can't think of a time that I was respectful to a cop. No, I can. The one time I was respectful, I still got a ticket. A lot of times I was disrespectful and I didn't get a ticket. But so I was taking that one personally as well. I haven't watched those documentaries because of how I felt when they were
When it
happening
actually
in real
happened.
life.
Yeah.
So I understand as much as I'm like, you should watch it, you should watch it. Like, I get it. If y'all really just don't want to be triggered, then don't fucking watch it. Like, you can fucking Google this shit to find out what happens at the end. It's a lot, you know.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people been like, no, just finish it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to break that up to like one episode a week so I can get my mind right to finish watching it. Cause like, it just made me feel all certain kind of ways, not just anger, but sadness and frustration. It was just like, which tells me it was written very well. And the actors did a good job to make me feel a way when I watched the documentary about it, and the documentary didn't stick with me, but this one episode has stuck with me since I watched it. I was like, yo, so I believe I'm going to try to watch it. Then especially since I know the details on what's going to happen, that helps a lot, even though I was mad, like, damn, you told me what happened. But all right, thank you, that's going to make me feel better. Maybe I can get through it better because at least I
You
know what the
probably
outcome
needed
is.
to know.
Yeah, because like I was stressed out. Like I was really stressed out watching that shit. But I suggest that if you can get through it, to do it, especially if you have kids. It's something that you would want to watch.
Well, I'm watching What If on Netflix. It is about basically what would you do if someone, was willing to pay you millions and millions of dollars to sleep with your spouse for one night, but they could never talk to you about that night and give you any of the details. Could you do it? And so on and so forth.
Child, you better get the fucking.
But you got to see. I think I mean, it's not the greatest show, but I'm entertained. So that's what I'm currently watching.
It's called What If.
Yes.
Child, I wish some rich bitch would proposition B Dub and be like, I will give
Give me
you
the
your
dick.
wife, right, for one night. It ain't like you like, can I have him for a year? One night, a meal? Shit. Look,
It's
you better
no millions.
millions.
Yeah, I want to say it's like 20
Dog,
million.
I'll give this nigga a massage, a pep talk. Like, yeah, you better give her the best night of your
Oh,
life.
so then he's going to get appreciation day. I see.
Yeah. Millions.
With an S.
Right. Like, look, go do you.
Funny.
One night. One night? Shit.
Why are you saying it again? Like,
That's it? That's a no-brainer. Like, where should I drop him off at?
Well, obviously there are consequences, or else they wouldn't have created a whole TV show based on this proposition. So if you have the time, just
I'm gonna check that out. I can
yeah.
imagine some of the stuff that's gonna happen. One, like, just cough up my check. We'll deal with them problems. Make sure the check clear.
I can't. I cannot. Anyhow, that's that it for TV?
Yeah, that's all I have for TV.
You ready for good, bad, and release?
Yeah,
you want to go first, or because I'm ready?
I can, but it's gonna make me seem super trash, so I might as well, because I'm sure I have been trashed this whole episode because it goes along with the same thing, which is crazy. I didn't know how this was, but I didn't know that's how this was going.
You thought we was gonna be in this together?
No, I'm just saying, like, hashtag Dice is trash. I don't care. That's the thing. Like, I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's get to it.
So, like, my good bad release is like a question. Like, has anyone ever felt like their whole family got on their nerves? Like, like, I mean, from the youngest to the oldest, like, from the toddler to the elder. Like, this weekend, like, literally everyone, there was no one that was not excluded. Everyone got on my fucking nerves this weekend. Like, literally, I was going to run away and had nowhere to fucking go. And I realized, like, I pay half on this house, so like, I'm not gonna let somebody that pay half and then two people that don't pay shit run me the fuck up out of here. And then, like, who am I gonna go to? Because Yeah. Was going to go to my damn bestie house, but I forgot she's on travel for work. So I was like, I ain't got nowhere to fucking go. So, yeah.
You could have went to your
Yeah.
other bestie's house.
In Africa?
Yeah.
It would have took less time to get to your house. Shit. Shit. That joint far as fuck. But,
It is.
yeah, I need to, how can I say this?
You need a vacation?
Yes, I need to be left the fuck alone.
Okay.
Like, shit. Like, for real. Like, I just was feeling in that moment like everybody needed me and I was being pulled in a million directions and everyone was getting on my nerves. I just felt overwhelmed and trust and believe if I had somewhere to go, I would have been gone. Like, I was so frustrated. And I just feel like sometimes when you have a lot on your plate, you need an outlet. And I have been told, like, you need just a dice day, but I don't have the time to have a dice day. So I don't know. I am going to, as Kanye said, have a sprained brain, bro. Like, because I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like, something's going to give, but that's my good, bad release.
What
Good, I
was
need
the
to figure it out.
good?
I need to figure this shit out.
That's not a good, but okay.
My good is that I didn't leave. God so fit to stay my ass right here. He said, and you shall not. So I didn't leave. So that's the good. The release is that I don't know. I need to release. I don't know. I don't know what I need to release. Frustration, stress, all of that. Everything negative, I guess. Yeah. That's mine. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, mine is a little lighthearted.
Hey, we need that. We need to end on a good note.
So my release is I'm actually working on it, but my release is just not to allow people, specifically my child, to trigger me. And this weekend, up until today, there have been 2 instances that I can think of where the triggered me would have cussed her out from A to Z, but I only cussed her out from like A to F, and then I calmed down. I went somewhere, and I got my life together. So, we're just gonna keep releasing
Progress.
that. Right. So then, the bad is that California has still not sent me my registration stickers. And I would like those for my car because my registration expired on May 31st.
Nice.
So, luckily, I have a husband that has a car that's still here. So I've been driving his car, but I don't like his car because it doesn't have a backup camera, and I like to back into parking spaces, but
You
I
are so
cannot do
fancy.
so without
Your camera.
I cannot. I mean, well, I can apparently because I've been doing it, but it's been stressing me out because in my little car, first of all, my car is little and it has a backup camera, so it'd be like zoop zoop, and I'm in a parking space. With his car, I like have to correct myself and angle myself well. And like the first day I got in it, I was like, well, bitch, you had to use mirrors. Like this car is the first car you ever had a camera in. But like I'm spoiled, I'm bougie, and so this is bad for me because I want my camera. Give me my registration sticker. I paid my money, $225 for 1 year, California.
Oof.
Thanks.
Give me my shit. They wasting time.
Thank you. Give me my things. I paid y'all on time, before time, like in April. Give me my things. I called them. They were like, "Oh, the processing time for mailed requests is 6 to 8 weeks." I was like, "But y'all told me I couldn't order the shit online, so this is not my fault that y'all didn't let me pay for the shit online because I could have paid for it online and it could have been done." Like, give me
y'all
my
trash.
things.
Get y'all
Give me my
system
things.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
So the good. I have set 2 goals for myself, and I know y'all like, bitch, that's not a good thing. But listen, the way my depression works, I don't have motivation to do anything, let alone set a goal. Because the goal means like you have to
work.
Like, yes, I have been motivated to work towards the goal. I'm on day 2, which is a good thing for me. But it's a 2-part goal. Like if I don't meet the one goal, then I have to do X, Y, and Z to achieve it. So it's like I give myself grace, I guess.
Because you're going to probably not do the first one. So you're like, all right, well, if I fuck up on that, I can
Then I
recover by
have
doing X,
this.
Y, and Z.
Yes.
Got it.
And
That's what's up.
so I had my little therapy session today, and I was talking to her about like my life coach and my little journaling that I've been doing. And I got this little app called Mood Path, which is life. And then I got my little goals that I've been sticking to for these 2 days, which is an achievement, bitches. I won't let y'all take these 2 days away from me.
Fuck them.
And I'm excited. That's the fucking good. And we're going to keep this shit going. A bitch is motivated.
Yay.
I'm ready.
I'm excited for you, bitch.
And I'm not bald. I think
That's
it's because I'm not
motivation.
bald headed anymore because I got these braids in.
So you got some length now. You feeling yourself.
You
All right.
know.
All it takes is some inches and some bundles, honey.
You know, my hair's
The
in a
bad bitch is
ponytail
back.
right now. That's it.
You make me sick. Well, I am happy, and I'm sure our listeners, we are all happy that you are in a good space, and we are excited for you. And anybody who isn't, fuck you, because we are. Anyway, that's all I had. So we thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we tell you guys to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Make sure you guys go ahead on Twitter and on Instagram and go ahead and follow us at the Chatty Patties. On our Instagram, we have a link tree where you can get links to everywhere we're streaming, so it's no excuse. We everywhere. So it'll take you links directly where you need to go. Even our website, who has like it's a person, the website that has embedded website, so you can episodes. God damn. Right. So you can watch the joint directly on the website if you don't have any of those streaming apps, which I'm sure you have at least one of them. But we appreciate you guys as always for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.